my god, oh 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 my god, it's amazing. Oh. Okay, calm down everyone. Yes, Nikon have actually announced their new flagship camera, the Nikon D4, which is a full frame 16 point something megapixel camera with a huge ISO range of 50 to 200,000 ISO. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And yeah, it's going to be hecka expensive, but that's fine because it is their flagship camera, so that's not something for anyone to really worry about. What I'm finding, what this video is about, is more just like this freaking out that people are having about, oh my god, it's out, it's amazing, it's going to be the best thing as well, it's a game changer. It's like, calm down people. It's like people are just so in love with either Nikon or Canon or Sony or Olympus or whatever that they just, it's almost becoming like, a bit like how Apple brings out something and then there's hordes of people outside. Seemingly the D4 was sold out within 5 minutes of it being on Amazon or something. It's like, calm down. Now, what we'll say is this camera is going to be awesome. It's going to be an amazing camera, there's no doubt about it. I don't see it being a huge jump up from the Nikon D3S. It seems to be just a little bit more, a little bit better, a little bit everything. But I think the D3S is brilliant. Let's hope that price comes down and some other people can get that. For me, it's nothing which I'm ever going to bother buying, ever, at all. Who would buy this? Okay, first of all, let's talk about the 100% of people that are going mental over this. The 100% are split up into, I would say 90% of them cannot afford this camera. Not this year, maybe not next year, probably not ever. So the 90% of the people that are commenting on it and going mental and crazy about it and loving Nikon even more, they can just go away. Then out of the 10% that's left, I would say 95% of them don't actually need it. I think we're going to the tiny amount of people that will actually need this camera. I'm talking about the word need here, not want, and not being able to afford. So some people will be able to afford it, some people will want it and be able to afford it and be able to buy it, but who actually needs this camera? This camera, wedding photographers? Maybe. The D3 got a bit of a humping for weddings whenever the D700 came out because the smaller body was so much easier to carry around, so much lighter, especially if you're doing a wedding which can be for 8 hours long. So a big thing like this is not for that. Sports? I think so. Definitely sports photographers, but we're talking about proper sports journalist photographers. So the ones which will be going out to the Olympics. In fact, I reckon these might be just being given out to the photographers at the Olympics, just saying, hey guys, here's a camera, go use it. Tell everyone they're using a Nikon D4. And that's huge publicity for Nikon. In fact, check that Olympics, see what happens. D4 being just given to all the photographers that are going there, that are shooting for the big publications. Fashion photographers? Maybe a little bit. Travel photographers? Again, maybe. Event photographers, yes, because the one thing which I like about this, not so much its ISO, amazing, not so much its dynamic range, I'm sure it's going to be good, not so much its frames per second, but the fact that it's been tested and it's got like a carbon Kevlar something shutter action, which means it's been tested up to 400,000 shutters, flaps, photos, which that, if you're an event photographer where you may go, for example, I was doing a race a couple of weeks ago where it was people running through the finish line. I'd be sitting there going, photo, there's another person running through, another photo. 1,000 people in the race, you end up getting about 800 photos. If there's 5,000 people in the race, you get about 3,000 photos in that day. So times that by, let's say you do 100 races in a year, that's 300,000 photos you've just done in a year of you just sitting there going, photo. So you're not really doing anything dramatic or difficult for the camera, but it's just a lot of stuff. So this is tested up to 400,000. So I would say event photographers, absolutely, this will be a great little thing to have. Little thing, maybe not. But an event photographer and a sports photographer are the people that will be able to afford this, need it, and will actually use it to its kind of eternity, to the end of its life. So many people buy a camera and will use it for 20,000 photos, 30,000 photos, and then go, oh, I need to get the newest one. you haven't even started in the, like all modern cameras. I'm talking about from the D300 upwards. I'm talking about like the good cameras, like the Canon 7D, the Nikon D300 and upwards. Those cameras are like the Volvos of long-term ranges. They can last for, if you've got a Nikon D300 and it's done 100,000 photos, I'd say you're about 2/3 of the way through its life. And if you are, but if you were with a D7000 and you're 100,000, I say, whoa, you're gonna, that's gonna die pretty soon. But when it says die, it doesn't really die, it just might not be that great. But yeah, if you're just doing sports stuff, then I reckon this camera would be absolutely great. So sports photographers, maybe some landscape, Nikon landscape photographers will probably get the use out of the 16 frames, the 16 megapixels. However, if you're that serious into landscape photography, I think you would probably not care about the 11 frames a second and just go with the Nikon D3X, which I think is pretty much the same price. We'll see about that. But yeah, today quite a big day for all Nikon fans and also all Nikon haters, all the Canon people going, oh my god, Nikon's brilliant, this is not good as our Canon 1D Mark X or whatever crap that is. So what, it's just another one, just like for everyone out there, calm down. It's only a camera. In fact, that should be the phrase. That should actually be a legitimate phrase. Calm down, dear, it's only a camera. Because in the end, it's just a camera. And a camera can't take photos. You take photos, your eyes take photos, your brain takes the photos. You have to be able to take the great photo, but you can do that with a cheap D3000. In fact, I reckon people can get better photos easily with a D3000 if they put time and effort and thought into the image that they're trying to capture than compared to a D4, if they don't put any of that in. Another thing is, so 90% of you that can't afford it, shut up. The 95% of you which can afford it, but your photos are crap, shut up. The 5% of 10%, which is like a 0.1% of people that can afford it and actually need it, brilliant, well done, there's a new camera for you. Have a good day, bye bye.